never. It's the North Cat, baby, I'm a boss. Carolina barbecue sauce with the slaw. I'm the safe, the cellar, and the vault. I'm the best, the effect, and the cause, I'm the law. It's the North Cat, baby, I'm a boss. Carolina barbecue sauce with the slaw. I'm the safe, the cellar, and the vault. I'm the best, the effect, and the cause, I'm the law. I'm the truth, man, looking real false. Whenever I hit the booth, I come out to an applause. If I'm talking to my crew, you heard a southern drawl. Yo, I ain't talking to you, stop eavesdropping the ball. I be rocking with y'all, I be off of the wall. A pit bull off the leash, I keep locking my jaws. I see a cop at the mall, I see a cop at the fault. Peter picking a fight.
How you doing today? We're back again for another episode of Secret Sauce to be the Boss. Today we're out here with Mr. Chad Kuntz.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Thanks, Doc, for having us out. We're here at Fitness Together, and we're going to check this place out. We're going to check this man out, and we're going to see all the awesome things and awesome services that this guy offers. Let's take a look inside and see what all we have in here. So we come inside, and the first thing I see is gym equipment. I love it.
Absolutely, yeah. People, do their cardio up here. They'll kind of get warmed up, and the clients will also just kind of get warmed up and get moving. So it's been great, yeah.
So you kind of share this facility. Break that down to us a little bit.
Yeah, it's really important for me to be able to make sure that my clients can do whatever it is that they're trying to do. So if they want to get back to running, it's great to have a treadmill so we can do a running assessment and make sure that they are able to do that pain-free and we can assess their form.
Absolutely.
Oftentimes dumbbells or barbells. I'm really into working with clients who want to get back to working out. And to be quite honest, to get back to working out pretty aggressively. Mm-hmm. Even if their doctors have said you shouldn't do it anymore, you shouldn't squat, you've got a lot of wear and tear going on, this isn't for you. And I'm kind of going, wait a minute, let's see, we can do this. There might be a regression that we've got to start, or a substitution or modification, but we're gonna try like we can to get you back to, let's just say it is a deadlift for 225 pounds. We're gonna work our way up, make sure your form looks good, and I wanna see that they can do this pain-free in the form that I know is gonna be best for them, that's not gonna hurt their back for that case. So pairing up with someone else who kind of has a similar mindset that has those resources will also do that has been monumental.
I think that's an amazing idea. It's a perfect marriage.
Yeah,
let's take a look around at the rest of the facility.
Yeah, sure. So you'll typically see as we come in, trainers will be working one-on-one with their clients. I love that they too are one-on-one with their clients. I think that makes a lot of sense for what I'm trying to do as well, because we're very one-on-one in terms of what we're trying to do. So I want to kind of be married in that relationship with someone else who's kind of abiding by the same principles, core values, and beliefs that I have from just a rehabilitative perspective.
Absolutely. And you can actually see some one-on-one training going back there in the back. We won't disturb them.
Yeah, right.
But this is a great facility, broke down in a lot of different areas.
The mirrors are big too, to be honest with you. So we come down sometimes and people are like, I'll just use running again as an example. If they're trying to get back to jumping, they need to know and see themselves. And I think that visual feedback is really important.
Absolutely. So let's step up here and to the office.
So just huge shout out to Siobhan. She's the owner of Fitness Together. She's been amazing allowing us to kind of work together. So just absolutely want to give her the big shout out that she deserves. And then our client experience specialist, Anthony, he's been amazing. So he's the guy taking care of the back end. We kind of jokingly call him the janitor. He's got the keys to the castle. He's taking care of everyone while I'm primarily in the treating. So
the guy behind the guy.
Yeah, the guy behind the guy that's got, like I said, the keys to the castle, man. So he's been amazing from a customer service perspective, because that's just really important to us, taking care of that client all the way through.
So then when we come in here, this is where some of the magic happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Physical therapy takes place.
Yeah, so we do a lot of hands-on. I do forms of dry needling, do forms of kind of a dynamic cupping. I feel like my hands are my strongest asset if we need to get into the joints and loosen things up. So that's where you can see this opportunity for us with a customized table to kind of move them around, get them comfortable. Got plenty of bands. We carry a couple of kettlebells and dumbbells over here to make sure that people can do movement pain-free. Again, I'll just keep reiterating that. And then we do have what is kind of fun. It's a nice touchscreen TV. So we're kind of innovative in the sense that we'll record your form, record your movements, make sure that you see that yourself, that you're doing them correctly. And at times when we see big changes like before and after, that's where it's a lot of fun. So we can show pre, this is what you look like, let's just say touching your toes, right? And then after, and people see that huge change and they finally have that wow moment. And that's been a lot of fun for me to see it kind of come to fruition, because this is kind of the way I've always wanted to see therapy at its finest. So.
Something funny you said to me is with the dumbbells here, you said that you'll tell someone, hey, get the 40 pounds and see if you can do a dumbbell press over your head.
Right.
I tore my triceps about, well, one of my triceps about a year and a half ago. I didn't tell anybody about it.
I believe that.
I continued to work out and still do stuff.
Right.
But one thing I had to do was I had to stop pressing over my head. So I had to skip that part of the workout
Right.
and do alternative stuff.
Right.
Only maybe 1 or 2 people ever caught on to it. I hit it pretty well.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times people, they don't want to be addressed by the doctor, and the doctor says you can't do that anymore. A lot of times they know that's going to happen. So they'll just shy away. They won't tell anyone. And sometimes they won't even tell me a movement. And I'll be like, are you sure there's nothing else going on? That's where, just for example, they might say, oh yeah, I haven't been able to shoulder press because I don't want to even worry about that. I don't want surgery. And that's where I might go, there might even be a chance we can help you do that again. You know, what kind of value would that add to your life? And they go, is that even a possibility? I thought I tore it. So we start to understand too, from an MRI perspective, we lack validity. Just because if they had a torn tricep, or just because they have like a disc degeneration, those things don't always equate to lack of motion or lack of strength. Sometimes just with some rehabilitation and some tissue work, and with the right graded progression of exercises, we can actually help people start to do that again. So it just starts with kind of that opening experience of what can't you do, and how can we help you with that?
Well, this was a nice tour around. We got a good look at your facility. We appreciate you taking us on a tour around. So the first question I have for you today is, what made you to decide to choose this career path?
Actually, it started when I was in an athletic training class in high school, and I was kind of getting beat up all the time, playing basketball, baseball, and a little bit of golf my senior year. And I remember literally asking the teacher, like, what's the most education I can get in the body, in the human body, in the anatomy? And he goes, probably a clinical doctorate in physical therapy. I was pretty much sold at that point because I'd already worked with several physical therapists working on me, my elbow, my hip. And I was pretty much sold. I didn't even have to do much more research. It was more of, where am I going to go to school to start this process? And I'm kind of the guy, like, no matter what it is, I'll get the job done. Even if it looks like it's a mountain high in terms of the amount of courses, like, let's figure it out, because that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long have you had your doctorate, and how long have you been doing this?
Yeah, so I guess I got my doctorate in 2014. I did go and do an orthopedic residency program out in Arizona after that. Most people aren't really sure that there's even such thing as a residency program for physical therapists. It's kind of like a doctor getting specialized in the knee, but I did that for orthopedics and sports.
Gotcha.
I wanted to be the best at what I do. When you come out, literally, as a clinical doctor with physical therapy, you could work on integumentary, just skin clients, prosthetics, skilled nursing facility, a hospital. Like, that degree gets you to do anything, but you can see that there's a lack of specialty in that. So I did go out into AT Still out in Phoenix. It was another cross trip or across the country for me, because I started in Michigan. I flew down to Florida for my grad school, and then I did go out to Arizona for that 2-year course in the orthopedics, or about 1.5 years, I should say. And so I guess it feels like I've been practicing a lot longer than I have.
Because you put in a lot of work.
Yeah, because I put in a lot of work, and they tell you the residencies make you kind of feel like you just gained 3 to 5 years of expertise in 1 year. Exactly. So it feels kind of like I've been out for 10, but I guess I look back, it's been about 5 years of treating.
So tell our viewers out there, you're a little bit more than just a physical therapist.
Right.
Tell them about the other things you do, the joint manipulation and stuff, some things like that, so they can get a better understanding of what all services you offer.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's a great point. And in fact, you'll see me really just kind of titled the clinical sports and performance doctor with a physical therapist background, because I think the experience is so different. Just to kind of give you an example, I think a lot of people will go see their massage therapist, they'll work with a trainer, and then they'll work with an acupuncturist, but you've got 3 different brains telling them 3 different things, and it kind of gets people confused.
Yeah.
Here we're able to do kind of all that, and people don't even realize it, but we can even do joint manipulation in the state of North Carolina. That one we do need a physician referral before we do that, but we're able to do that. Now, I don't do acupuncture, I do dry needling, but you could still kind of get the idea that we're using somewhat of a similar modality to help get people back to doing the things that they love. So really, it's kind of a one-stop shop in the sense that we can loosen up your tissue, we can do the deep tissue massage, we can do the dry needling, and yet we've also got the idea that we can help you get back to working out. Our knowledge in working out and exercise is sky high too, so we can communicate that to the trainer. So it's kind of that one-stop shop idea that we can help you get back to doing those things with all those different techniques and skill sets that we have here.
I dig it, man.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that is unique about this place is, not not that I'm saying anybody's going to get hurt or anybody here that's doing anything wrong, but you never know. I mean, you can hurt yourself walking down the road. You have a training facility downstairs, so people are working with personal trainers. Right. They literally could be hurting, or hey, my back's not feeling right, my shoulder's stuff.
Right.
Hey, we'll go upstairs and see Dr. Kuntz.
Exactly.
And you can take care of them and get them back to where they're working out at full force.
Right. And that's huge. I think at that point in time, let's say someone's working out downstairs and they hurt their back. That point in time, they've got a decision to make. Do I push through this? What's actually causing my pain?
Yeah.
Do I want to go see my doctor and schedule an appointment a month out and see them for 5 minutes? Probably to be told that they shouldn't be doing that anymore. Or, it's hard on your body. It's wear and tear. Let's get an x-ray. Let's do a corticosteroid. Those are some pretty big leaps and bounds, when instead, let's just see how you're moving. Let's dig a little bit deeper. Let's see your movement quality. Have you had any injuries like this before? And let's just give you that thorough assessment to make sure that we can help you continue to do whatever it is you do. Even if it's not working out, maybe it's golfing, maybe it's playing, whatever.
So you have a podcast that you do. Tell us the name of your podcast.
Yeah, the Primetime Podcast, PR1ME podcast, the Primetime Podcast. It's been a lot of fun for me. It's just kind of a formal setting for me to just vent, if you will, and just discuss and analyze some of the hottest topics in health and fitness. There's so many things that continue to pop up, and some of it, I'm not even sure where the information is coming from. Kind of that bro science a little bit. Yeah. It's kind of like, what is this? Let's break it down. I primarily stick to health and wellness in the sense that it's rehab, it's movement-based, it's workout. I don't dive too much into the nutrition world because that's its whole other beast.
It's a whole other ballgame.
But I've been, having...
Speak to Kelly Logan about that.
I've been having a lot of fun with it, so yeah.
I watched a couple of your podcasts. Your last one, I want to touch on something real quick. Two things. One that you touched on is people that are getting older.
Yeah.
And as you get older, people tend to say, "Oh, I can't do the things I used to. Or I shouldn't be doing this." Let me tell you something. When you start to speak that into existence, when you start to have that mentality, you're putting that on yourself.
Yes. Absolutely.
The only limitations is the limitation you set on yourself. If you have a major injury, do you have to chill and work around that? Yes. But I am right there on 40, and I'm doing more than the 20-year-olds in the gym.
Right.
When I'm 50, I plan on doing more than the 30-year-olds in the gym.
Exactly.
When I'm 60, I plan on doing more than the 40-year-olds in the gym.
Right.
I won't allow myself to speak slowing down or even think slowing down. I really appreciated hearing that from you and touching on that subject, because I try to tell older people that don't put limitations on yourself because of a number. Right. Because I outwork people half my age in the gym every single time I go to the gym.
So true. And I'm going to just continue to beat that nail down throughout the rest of my life, to be honest. And at that point, it'll just, as I get older, because I know I'm still kind of that young and I get a little bit of that still, I guess it'll just be a show you moment as I continue to do this, take care of my body. And it starts in between the ears. It really is a mindset. It feels so easy to just say, hey, I'm 60, I'm not supposed to do this anymore. You get a little bit more catalyzation from your doctor that says you shouldn't do that anymore, and sometimes it tips people over the edge. But what is it really? What's really the root cause? Are you just tired? You don't really want to put in the effort? Or is it just easier to say, I shouldn't be doing this anymore? So I'm going to continue to hammer that down, because I'm convinced, just like you said, if you keep up with it, you do take care of your body. It does take time. It does take money. But you got one body last time I checked. So I want to be that grandfather, just kind of like you were starting to talk about, that is active as all get out, chasing my grandchildren around. I'm not even worried about anything or hurting my shoulder or my knee or my back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So a second part of your podcast that I want to touch on, we'll move on after that, but I do want to touch on a second part of your podcast. You talked about something that I tried to drill into people.
Nice.
And that is, you have to make time for yourself. You're a doctor.
Right.
I have a doctor that's sees patients every single day.
Right.
And the number one thing that she tells them, and she's not in the sports world, she's a regular doctor.
Right.
The best medicine in the world is daily exercise.
Amen to that. Right.
From heart attacks to strokes to diabetes, all the way down to common colds.
Right.
You cannot replicate what exercise will do for your body.
Right.
And I tell people this when you start working out, before you see any physical changes, in that first 30 days of busting your butt, you might not see a lot of physical changes. But the changes have started to happen in here.
Yes, exactly.
And the life benefits you get from exercise is amazing.
Right.
We're all busy. This is 2019. We're all busy. I get it. Right. We've got a job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, a career, hobbies, kids, stuff to do, stuff at the house, stuff in our car, life happens, events, family members pass away, kids graduate, people move. I get all of that. But you have to take some time for yourself, especially to do the healthiest thing in the world. Take care of yourself. This is the only body and the only life that you'll ever get. Take that time. I don't care if it's 20 minutes, 40, 60, whatever. Take those minutes in those days and get you some exercise. You touched on that, and I so much appreciated that. Do you have anything that you would like to add to that as a doctor to our viewers?
Well, from the doctor's perspective, I'm going to be giving you exercises to do, and then I ask how much time do you have. And if you go, a couple minutes, I already know that that's a barrier to me helping you out. You need to do the movement, right? You need to block that time out. And I just think there will always be excuses. I've gone through them myself. I started lifting in high school. You know, there's the high school barriers, whatever parties, things going on. You get into undergrad, oh, it's final exam time. I can't work out. You know, another barrier, right, that people potentially have. And I felt like that was the best time to work out, right? And then in grad school, oh, you're going to get too busy in grad school. You won't be able to work out. I worked out through grad school. Oh, it's residency program, right? So you have a full residency, you're working a full-time job, you're studying for your board-certified specialist in orthopedics, you won't have time for that. Worked out. Oh, I'm preparing for a wedding. I worked out. You know, there's always going to be that. Now I've got a full-time job, obviously running a business. I've got a beautiful 19-month-old, balancing out at home with a beautiful wife that I love. Still finding a way to get it done. It takes communication, maybe it takes more work, maybe it takes more planning, but you've got to find a way. Because what other challenge is there, right? If you go to the doctor, what are they going to say? Work out. Now it's back to your same barriers. We have to identify that, and it starts in between the ears again, you know?
You know, I had suffered a serious injury when I was younger. I was in a car wreck, and I broke my back, broke my arm, broke my jaw, broke my ribs. It was a really bad car wreck. And I remember afterwards, it had taken me a little bit of time because I lost weight. I was sucking Ensure and tomato soup through a straw. My jaw was wired shut. I was trying to get my back to where it was at before the injury. And I remember going to see my mom, and this doctor had been friends for a really long time. Her name was Dr. Sue. Hey, Dr. Sue, I'll give you a shout out. I didn't want to take pain medication. I didn't want to be addicted to pain medication. So she said this to me, and I never forgot to this day, and I try to tell people this. She said, Larry, let me explain something to you. You experienced and went through a severe back injury. She said, for the rest of your life, you're going to have some back problems. Now, you can keep going to doctors the rest of your life, and because your injury was so severe, they'll keep writing you prescriptions, and you can take them, and you can go through life hooked on pain medication as a zombie. She said, or you can get back to doing what you was doing before. Slowly take your time and work your way back there. Build your lower back strength up. Build your muscles up. Build your foundation and your back up. And she was like, you'll get to the point where you'll be okay. And she was 100% right.
I love that. You got a lucky doctor.
Yeah.
Because I hear this all the time. In fact, I had surgery when I was 23. This is one reason I'm so passionate about just education, getting in the community. They told me to never squat below 60 degrees again. What am I doing right now? Right, so when you go into a chair, people don't think about this, right?
Exactly.
And I hear this all the time. You can't squat anymore, Larry, right? You can't squat anymore, Chad. What do you think sitting down at the restaurant, when you go tonight to sit down, what do you think you have to do? You know, I've got to get, I got hooked up there. I got to go down into my squat, right? So what are my options? We've got to figure it out. Otherwise, you're going to live in fear, right? I'm hurting myself every time I squat. And that is so destructive to the mindset of wanting to continue to move forwards. Because now, even a good thing like working out has been flipped. It's now a bad thing. It's now executing more wear and tear in your body. So it's really important to confront those thought processes that are in our heads. Even if a doctor told you that 15, 20 years ago, like you said, people remember that like it was yesterday. I mean, it's such a vivid moment. You're listening to your doctor. You're listening to every word they have to say. And people take that onward forever. So it's only up until the point we can start to assess what their potential capabilities are. Like we can truly determine what their extent is to be able to get back to doing what they want to do.
Absolutely. I totally agree with this gentleman, and I hope that y'all out there watching this take heed to it. This is some really good knowledge that you're getting. Don't let other people put limitations and tell you what you can or can't do. You can do anything, and it all starts right here. Like you said, sometimes you just got to push through it, and you just got to find a way, and you got to find time.
Absolutely.
So let's get backtrack here a little bit more about you. How long have you been located in this Valentine area?
We actually started in September, kind of working together with Fitness Together. It's kind of funny. It feels like at some point years, but it also feels like only a few months, like it is, because we've just grown so much. And having, just continue to work with Anthony as to how we can just potentially provide the best service to our clients. That's been fun, because I'm one to always change. I'll wake up one day and this poor guy's always working with me like, what now, Chad?
Yeah.
What are we changing now? I just changed something yesterday. But it's because I feel like we can always shave this a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
We're molding, we're creating. Let's create that perfect statue is kind of the way I kind of visualize this. Let's mold that perfect product. And it sometimes it feels infinite, which is fun and scary at the same time as a business owner, because you could go any direction. We've got to really just continue to listen to your gut. I'm one to just continue to think about it. If I'm driving home and I'll turn the radio off, and I'm just going to brainstorm. If I'm in the shower sometimes, I'm just brainstorming.
Man, I do some of my best brainstorming in the shower.
Heck yeah, let's bring that up, It's like so true.
I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Man, I got to do this.
I
didn't
know.
think about that before.
I know, that's exactly how I am too, so yeah.
So that's perfect, man. And I also, sometimes I like to just drive around. Not during the daytime when traffic's everywhere.
Yeah, you gotta be careful on that one.
That's gonna ruin your
You're thinking honking the horn and
But
whatever.
in evening time, if you have time, sometimes I'll take a little drive, man, and I'll think of different things, This particular show right here, The Secret Sauce to Be the Boss, it was an idea that I had and thought about. How can I shine a light in the Charlotte area on local entrepreneurs, self-starters, small business owners? Everyone knows about the companies, the corporations, the stuff that's flashed in front of your face all the time, the commercials, the corporate stuff.
Right.
Man, but this is the meat and potatoes. This is the real life. These are the people that are here doing these things.
Right.
And I'm trying to show you these real human beings and what we have to offer. And just shine a light on cool stuff. We did a show at Brown Dog Wood Company, at the Muscle Factory, at Anytime Fitness, at Charlotte Tattoo Company. All these are amazing businesses, and I don't feel like they get the just due as a lot of these big, huge companies.
Oh, heck yeah. Absolutely. Can't compete from a marketing perspective. They're spending thousands of dollars. So you going around and just getting us an opportunity to talk is huge.
And they're able to spend thousands of dollars because the employee at the front desk that they drag for $7.25 an hour, but they don't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
well, just to comment too, we're always on our phones nowadays. What does driving do? Well, you should not be on your phone, right? So it's kind of been a hitting blessing for my family because we actually moved to Rock Hill, right? So I've got a little bit of a commute to Valentine. But guess what? That's one of the best brainstorming opportunities for me. Throw on a podcast or just turn off the radio and just start thinking. And we just get so caught up in doing this all the time, we don't even start to use our brains. And whatever Albert Einstein said, whatever a long time ago, he fears the day technology takes over. It's like, I can kind of see that.
It's kind of close.
Yeah, it's like we're just here all the time. We're not talking to people. We're back to communicating and thinking again. So I think that actually has been a hitting blessing for me,
So business is going really good for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to carve out your niche here in the Charlotte area?
Well, I technically opened up April of 2017, but I was just kind of working on the side. And to be honest with you, I never had any business background. For any other future entrepreneurs, you don't have to have a business background in order to make this work. All the information that you need is out there. You just need to start plugging away, finding other people that are in a similar set. I found a couple of Facebook groups, just started chatting. There's almost always a way. There's almost always information. So I guess I've been starting around April 2017. I didn't get really serious until, I guess it was the beginning of 2018. That's when I really kind of made a leap and put a lot more work into it.
Okay. So what advice would you give to others out there that are watching that are wanting to make that jump, to want to go out on their own?
Nice.
What advice do you have to them?
There's one word. It's a 4-letter F word, and it's not what you're thinking. It's fear. Fear is so captivating and constraining for us. It's something that humans, I feel like, have been just programmed to have. That's what kind of keeps us alive at some level thousands and thousands of years ago. But now fear is doing this, getting in front of people, talking to people, getting outside your comfort zone. If you know that fear, this is deep, but fear it's just thoughts that you can kind of go around. You don't have to necessarily identify with those thoughts. And if you can get above and beyond fear, I truly feel like you can get back to doing anything that you want to do, setting up your business, whatever it may be.
It's crazy, man. It's like you took them thoughts out of my head. I have literally talked to people about this over and over.
Nice.
Fear is false evidence appearing real.
Nice.
There's no such thing as fear.
Yes.
Fear is something that is programmed in our brains, but it's not real.
Right.
It's never happened.
Right.
You're fearing something that doesn't happen. You're thinking, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if that happens? What if the boogeyman's in the closet? The boogeyman's not in the closet. Everything's not going to fall apart.
Right.
Calm down.
Yes.
Relax.
Yes.
Think positive.
Exactly.
Speak positive.
Right.
Believe in yourself and stop creating fear. What if this happens? And start saying, this is going to happen. Amazing things going to happen. This is going to be great.
Right. And you said it, believing in yourself, just coming over the top of it, not having to identify with it. And I even see with patients who are in pain, they start catastrophizing. What if this? What if that? That doesn't get us anywhere. You're consistently trying to predict the future. You can control what you're doing right now. So if you need to even regress it to an hour at a time, what can I do within an hour? You know, what can I do right now to help myself take action and move forwards? Taking an hour at a time if you need to. Down the road as you get more comfortable, you can do it a day at a time. But like you said, fear is not real. It's all up. It's really up in here. And I've heard it so many times, but honestly, it only really just connected probably 6 months ago. It's like something finally clicked. It's like fear is just this thing that's inside my head. It's not really real. And it's like, I don't know how to explain it. I think sometimes it's just got to hit you. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, I remember when Larry said that. Like, it's starting to really make sense now.
I'm not going to call any names out or anything, Terry Martin. But
sure.
She'll have like a headache and all of a sudden, WebMD, oh God, I might have a tumor. I might have this and stuff. Would you stop? Get off of WebMD.
Yeah.
You've got a headache.
Yeah.
Take some Tylenol. You don't have a tumor. Your brain's not falling out your ear.
Right.
Relax.
Right.
That is fake, false evidence. But I try to encourage people to overcome fear, to believe in themselves, to push past those things.
Right.
Don't put limitations on yourself. Another thing I can't stand, how many times you hear this, is when someone says, well, I won't be able to get rid of this part of my belly because I've always had that part.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. I'm gonna break a hole and just jump out. Like, that stuff kills me. Like, you're so far gone. I can't even approach that now. You've literally just verbalized that wall in front of me, and now I can't get there. It's like you're gonna give me steamrolling, but that and just like genetics. So it's always been there. Like, just these preconceived nature, these beliefs that they're not willing to give up. And hopefully for you at home, just start to be more aware. I think sometimes they genuinely don't even think about it, they don't even know. You'd have to record this and play it back. Like, it has to be that fundamental sometimes. But like, do you know you're speaking like this?
Yeah, for real.
And I think it has to start there. And sometimes, they have to have that awareness, and you have to have that open-mindedness, I guess is what I want to say, to be able to tell someone that. Like, do you know? I just want to let you know, you're kind of coming off strong and you're kind of coming off closed-minded. Did you know that? Oh, maybe it is that case. Oh, I didn't know that, and just continue to work on that.
So I know someone out there, I'm definitely not going to say their name, this is very real, and they won't wear a bathing suit, they won't wear certain type of clothing, they'll hide certain parts of their body, and I try to talk to them about their eating habits and their training, and their response to me is, I like my cheeseburgers and my beer. Yeah, but you hide certain parts of your body and you're ashamed of the way you look because of that beer and burger. When you could simply change that burger out for maybe a turkey burger and that beer out for maybe a water and live healthier, live longer for your kids, live longer for your family. And you know what? When this warm weather rolls back around, take them clothes off on your two-piece bathing suit and go enjoy life. You don't have to hide behind a one-piece and a coverall. How often do you hear people not wanting to give up certain things? They want a certain lifestyle, they want to look a certain way, but they don't want to give up certain things.
Yeah, I hear it all the time, and I'm just very honest. I've learned to be incredibly kind of brutally honest with my clients. And if it's that case, to be analogous to them wanting to get back to doing something, I might just go, I don't think you're the right fit for us. I really need someone that's open-minded, that can take that stab, who can do what I'm asking them to do. And I'm not power tripping or anything like that. I'm just genuinely telling you what I think needs to happen for you to move forwards. And if you're not okay with that, we're probably not a good fit. And I just had to kind of cut them off like that. And I think sometimes it catches them like, holy cow, there's kind of a whoa moment there, and they need that. It's like, this guy won't even work with me because of that. Yeah, and they need that. And a lot of times people give us a call a week later. It's like, hey, I'm ready now. Like, I need this. Let's do this. It's like, okay, let's go for it again.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
I see myself continuing to work in a gym, and to be honest with you, just to give other providers an opportunity to do the therapy just like I've kind of created this one-on-one, customized and tailored and innovative way that I feel like is really, I hate to say only, but I feel very strongly about kind of the way that we help our clients move forwards with a customized and tailored program, doing video recordings of them, sending them their own videos so they can review it, showing them the befores and afters. I feel very strongly it has to be done that way. So I just want to give other people an opportunity to kind of hop on board and, just for the kind of greater good, to kind of set the revolutionary kind of model for what therapy and rehab should kind of look like.
So I want our viewers to get a clear understanding of this. You're a doctor of physical therapy, along with several other options that you offer. That is not tied into anything with a gym, anything, it's just not gym based. There's nothing to do it. This man is a doctor and a physical therapist. He has a passion.
Right.
He likes to work out. He doesn't like when he sees others go through an injury for some regular doctor to tell them, hey, you can never do that again.
Right.
So he has based his practice around helping people maintain a healthy, active lifestyle. So he has taken his doctrine and his practice and based it around the health field, dealing with gyms and working out and stuff. And I totally get that, and I respect that, because a lot of times all these different entities are pulled in different directions.
Oh, yeah, so true.
So you've kind of brought it full circle and brought it together. When someone comes to see you, they're coming to see a real doctor to get real help. Exactly. It just happens to be sports and working out and physical activity is a passion of yours.
Exactly.
And you were smart enough to see where there's a hole in the system and close that gap.
Absolutely.
And I applaud you for that.
Yeah.
Elaborate a little bit more on what all that is, how it's all tied together.
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of physical therapists are kind of constrained in the model, and insurance model, really, the pyramidization of what's going on. And they're kind of telling the therapist when to be done, and all of a sudden, like, they might say, you get 6 visits for your tricep tear. It's like, what? I need to get back to benching over or training overhead again.
Yeah.
This isn't realistic. So we work with a model to make sure that we can help people from a long-term carryover, to make sure that we can help people get back to training again. We don't promise 3 times a week in 4 weeks or anything like that. Oftentimes it's maybe once, maybe twice, but it's like, all right, just to kind of give you an example, maybe it's going to take 8 visits over the course of 8 weeks, and then after that we're going to determine what kind of ongoing clinical performance and recovery plan you need. It's not a maintenance plan for that reason. We are continuing to move forwards. So I feel like there is a huge hole in the gap, and that's kind of where my passion just falls into. We work with a lot of 40 and 50-year-olds, stay-at-home moms that just want to continue to work out. They're busy as all get out, right? They're driving the kids all over. Business owners who are, again, they don't have time. They're busy. So maybe it's just that 1 hour a week that they really need to be right here, right now, to be focused, and to be able to create that bridge from therapy into aggressive style of training. And really what I mean by that is being okay to load, to work out like you used to. I feel like so many people just write that off. And I've networked and talked with a lot of other people in Charlotte. It feels like very few amount of people are really able to do what we feel strongly in. Take someone who really is hurt, recover from pain, strengthen their bodies, and get them back to doing whatever that thing is with confidence. And that's our huge model. We want you to confidently grab that bar, or confidently work out, or maybe it's just a home workout program, and know that you're doing it in a way that's not hurting you, that's helping you. That's revolutionary. It really is. It completely changed someone's life. It'll transform their lives, and that's really where you have a lot of fun. Seeing these initial people move, where they're just moving ungodly bad, they're hurting themselves. We show them where they're at in 6 weeks, and they're like, oh my God, that's what I was doing. It's kind of this, oh, that's what I was doing. I was hurting my back. They really need to see that. They see the change. And then what's really fun for me is they get to go tell other clients, like, listen, you don't have to live that life. Like, you see me now, and they see that.
Yeah.
Then it's a matter, are you willing to believe what transformed in their life? Are you really Do you like being hurt? So I get into those questions too, right? Sometimes people like to feel almost victimized, like there's no one, no one can help me. Like they go to the bar, I tried that, didn't work out for me. Sometimes, from a psychological perspective, we get into that. So it has to be true, authentic willingness and wantingness to get back to doing the thing. It has to be passionate. And we want to make sure people are a good fit for us because that's the type of client we want to work with. If you sit there and tell me, well, I really can never get back to doing this anymore, I just never worked for me, we're going to probably have a hard time moving forwards. And I may tell you, you're not our right client.
You've already got a defeated mindset.
Yeah, I really can't work with that. I really can't. Just because we are so result-oriented, we want to make sure that we work with the type of client that is willing to put forth the accountability and the amount of energy that we put into them. Because we feel like we put a lot of energy into every one of our clients in that personal and tailored care.
Well, you have an awesome setup here. You're in a great location.
Yeah.
So, anyone that is going through any type of injury, that needs any type of help, I suggest you come out and see Doc and let him check you out. I'm sure he can help you get back to where you want to be. Tell all our viewers out there exactly how they can find you and get a hold of you through social media, phone, however.
Yeah, I've gotten really active on social media. I'm having actually a lot of fun. It's a great platform just to educate people.
It is.
So you can actually find my personal Facebook. It's just Chad Kuntz, Kuntz. I've got kind of a fun daily prime educational video series going out every day where I put out some specific questions, and people are constantly emailing me, direct messaging me, and I have fun kind of creating a video topic on whatever that question they have. I'll create a whole video on you. So just feel free to reach out in that way. We also are on Instagram and IGTV. Not so much Twitter. I haven't really gotten into that yet. And then obviously our website. And
how can they find you on Instagram? What's the name?
Prime Movement. Yeah, so the Instagram name is Prime Movement, PR1ME Movement. You guys can email me too. I'm very personal. I don't believe that it has to be this doctorate and subordination kind of setup. Hey, I'm just another human who happened to do a lot of education over the course of my years that wants to help you. So you can also email me at chadk@primemovement.com. And let me just say this too. We work with a lot of people that have tried, I really don't even like to say this, I'll explain why in a second, tried physical therapy several times. They might have tried chiropractic services, they tried steroids, they don't want surgery. Our first visit is complimentary for anyone. So if you're a little nervous and skeptic that we even can help you, you're like, what's this guy got? Come on over and let us assess and let us help you find the root cause. It's amazing to me.
It's free.
It's free, exactly.
It's free. The first one. If you don't like it, don't come back. If you like it, then
that's it.
That's what you were looking for.
That's it. It's a full hour. It's basically a free evaluation. We're willing to go that extent to show you that 9 out of 10 times we can find your root cause and we can help you. We know we're not a mediocre worker, but 9 out of 10 times is kind of our success rate. And it's amazing to me how oftentimes I say, what's your understanding what's causing your pain, right? And they've seen 4 physical therapists. They've seen a couple of chiros, and they go, yeah, I don't know. I guess my glutes are tight or something. No one really has an answer to the story, right? So it's really important to us to identify that. Something kind of a fun bonus you'll see. We send everyone home with a private anatomical video. So you'll see a little anatomy video, see me explaining on them for their body what we feel the problem is. We explain how long we think this will take, how many visits we think it'll take, and we're just incredibly transparent in that way.
So anyone that is watching and decides to take you up on our free offer, how do they go about setting up that appointment? Is there a phone number they call?
Yeah. Just you can actually text us too. Sometimes I know that's convenient for people. Just text or call at 704-835-0831. As long as it's within business hours, we'll get to you as quickly as possible. That's what Anthony, our client experience specialist, is for. He'll get on the ball. I'm usually treating it that way so that we can get you started as quickly as possible. So,
man, today has been another great interview. I really enjoyed this one. I appreciate you having us out.
Thanks so much, man. I feel like we could keep going for a few days. This was fun.
Man, if we don't stop, we might have a 4-hour video for people to watch.
You see people at night just kind of trying to keep their eyes open watching this.
But you guys got a lot of secret sauce to be the boss today, and I hope you enjoyed this next episode. Until next time, guys, we're out.
It's the North Cat, baby, I'm a boss. Carolina barbecue sauce with the slaw.